Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to bring to you on Republic Today the first national approval ratings program. This is the result of an extensive nationwide research which goes on almost on a daily basis. It's the result of a kind of extensive daily political tracker which is rarely seen in the analysis of Indian politics, and I shall be bringing this national approval ratings with you seasonally and hopefully quarterly with my dear friend and the editor-in-chief and founder of Sea Voter, India's leading cephalogical outfit. Yashwant Deshmukh is with me here in the studio, just flew in this morning. Yashwant, welcome. And I want to introduce some members of the panel, but we'll do that in just a while. I want to begin by telling our viewers what they are likely to expect in the course of the next 3 hours. Broadly, ladies and gentlemen, why do we do a national approval rating? We do a national approval rating so that you get a clear sense that if elections were to happen today, which party would stand where would the personal popularity of leaders be, and then in each state, how would people vote, how would alliances stand, what would the vote share be like, what would be the shift given the last parliamentary election, and how would you compare the vote share compared to the last provincial elections or even panchayat or urban body elections. The idea behind an approval rating is not just to bring you the numbers. It is to serve as a watchdog. And that is principally what an approval rating does. It provides us with a clear idea of where the numbers stand so that elections may be held every 5 years. But every quarter and maybe twice or thrice a year, each government is brought to test. And hence, it can be both an incentive and a disincentive to those in power. I would like those in power and those in the opposition to see it as an incentive, because at the end of the day, the numbers reflect not just the popularity of the party in power, but also what the opposition may be doing right or wrong. So on a very broad sense, speaking about the numbers, I'd like to tell Yashwant Deshmukh to tell us a little bit more about the sample size and the details of this polling. But if you just look at the top of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, we have a score there, and alphabetically as we take you from all the states and union territories, and this national approval rating is the widest and largest ever political tracker done in the history of India. I shall take you from the Andaman and Nicobar Islands right down to Uttarakhand and West Bengal on the basis of an alphabetical order. Simply nothing else. So, Yashwant, tell us about the polls themselves.
Very quickly, that, it's one of the only trackers in Asia as such, which is done on a daily basis as such. We have been doing it for almost 20 years, but on a weekly and daily thing, we have started for the last 10 years.
Yes.
And the difference between the polls that we see is that others polls or the one-off or the one thing that, they do a snap poll kind of thing,
yes,
that get the sentiment on that day. But here we are tracking it almost on a daily basis. So we know exactly at which point of time, on which particular issue, in which direction the public sentiment has moved this way or that way. So it's a much bigger, comprehensive sample. It is not one of that poll where we are picking up one seat here and that seat there.
Absolutely
it is covering each and every of 543.
So you are covering all 543 Lok Sabha seats. That is incredible. It's a very large,
it's a very large sample. In this particular tracking poll, we are covering more than 61,800 samples.
Yes.
On the SOTN, this last month alone, we have polled more than 10,000 samples. And that's a huge sample size in terms of coverage, in terms of spread of the sample.
And what is the base of your poll sample size on a tracking level?
It's basically on a weekly basis.
The approval ratings are indicating to us, and I will analyze this, that while the NDA has seen a minor negative swing of 3.3%, it continues to remain ahead of the UPA by a margin of 40%.
Yeah.
So while the Congress party has made a minor gain of 2.6% in its overall 2014 performance, and the YSR has made a minor gain of 1%, NDA is riding on top of the TDP and is ahead of the pack. Can you explain this, please?
This is very interesting, because what happens is that sometimes picking up the headline kills the main story, and this is what happened in Andhra Pradesh. The headline was that TDP and BJP has won big time in Andhra Pradesh without realizing that it was the first election where the Telangana and Andhra split had happened, and YSR had not done that bad in Andhra Pradesh. It was only 2 points behind, and so gaining 2 points on due anti-incumbency thing is what doing the trick, and all of a sudden we are looking at a scenario where YSR is kind of landing up around 13 seats. And it's a change of 5 seats. And
so the numbers are indicating that the BJP has remained consistent and obtained 2 seats in 2018. TDP has won 5 seats less than in 2014.
Exactly.
But there is a scenario. The national approval ratings are predicting there will be an alliance between the UPA. Should there be an alliance between the UPA
and let's explain that to viewers.
And Jagan's party, the situation changes. You want to explain that?
Let's explain this to the viewers. You see, what we are doing is we are not only giving you the present situation on the ground, but what will happen if the things go the way it is right now. We are also giving you a scenario, alternative scenario. What if Jagan Mohan Reddy's party gets into an alliance with the Congress? What if he joins UPA? What is going to happen? Because remember, he was very much part of his dad was very much part of his Congress. He was a Congress chief minister, very popular chief minister, and then there was a split. So, point number 1, Jagan Mohan Reddy is the default opposition against TDP in Andhra. That is settled. Point number 2, Congress is nowhere without YSR over there. It is big zero on the ground. However, it is maintaining approximately 5% votes. If that go along with Jagan Mohan Reddy,
we want to project a what-if scenario on the screen. I don't know if that graphic is there with us right now, but we are projecting a scenario. Andhra Pradesh, the what-if state, if we can just play out that graphic. The question here is, if Rahul Gandhi and Jagan Reddy make up, which is, I don't know, Manisha, is that likely? Is that likely in your...
Very difficult.
Very difficult, do you think?
Rahul has had a tutoring stint in June this year, just before he took over as the chief. And very poor responses to Rahul Gandhi on the ground. Remember, Jagan has had a tough time in the jail. His mother and he have seen the kind of treatment meted out to them by the Gandhi family.
I'm just projecting this situation that if Rahul Gandhi and Jagan were to make up, I want to project that on the screen behind us, please. If there it is. If Rahul Gandhi teams up with Jagan, and if he's smart, he's going to do that team up, because that will give Rahul and Jagan combination a whopping 50%
plus. That's a huge number. And and you can understand that what the numbers could dead down. Not only, and let's be very clear, throughout this show, ladies and gentlemen, we have been explaining earlier as well that in India, as a mature democracy, a split voting phenomena is seeping in. What I mean to say, that people, when they go into the polling booth, if there are elections of Vidhan Sabha and Lok Sabha held together, the way Prime Minister is really pushing it to be, there is very much likely that people will vote for some party in Lok Sabha and some party in Vidhan Sabha. And as in Andhra Pradesh, we know for sure that these numbers at Vidhan Sabha will, create a big chaos for the ruling alliance.
In terms of vote share, what will the impact be if Rahul and Jagan were to team together in today's situation? As of January 24. Would Rahul and Jagan have the ability to beat the Modi plus Naidu combination?
In the Andhra Mahagadbandhan experiment, if they go together, they would be 6% above the NDA, and that is a very big, significant lead if they go together. Can Rahul Gandhi go together with him or not? That's a political question which a lot of people will do.
Been decimated in Andhra Pradesh after the bifurcation. So there is no question of YSR Congress or Congress alliance. The question is whether BJP will ally with Naidu, TDP or YSR Congress. Gaurav Bhatia now openly says that he has given up Naidu. So that means that Chandrababu Naidu, you should bring Chandrababu Naidu on telephone line and ask him whether the BJP has divorced Telugu Desam.
Gaurav didn't say that. Now could have been a Freudian slip. I'm also hearing some rumors of late.
I never said that.
Apparently, Naidu is not happy with the budgetary allocations to his state, and the BJP is in no mood to satiate him any further.
What I'm trying to say, let me make it very clear, Arnab. After the 2014 election, the state has been bifurcated, and I am talking in terms of Andhra Pradesh, not Telangana.
Is it possible to have an NDA with both Chandrababu Naidu and Jagan Mohan Reddy? Let him make it very clear. Let the BJP
Okay, Rakesh.
Today that they have already divorced Telugu Desam.
Can I respond, Arnab? Can I respond?
असल में ये सबके साथ यही करते हैं, ये बिहार में भी नीतीश जी के साथ भी कुछ ना कुछ करेंगे ऐसा।